in a top 10 matchup in Las Vegas. Defending champ Oregon ranked 5th. Arizona, the 2015 winner, ranked 7th. They shared the regular season crown, but the Ducks the better seed by virtue of that thrashing up in Eugene of Arizona. We've got 2 of the Pac-12's best players in the house, including the player of the year in the conference, Oregon's Dylan Brooks. Also, Lauri Markkanen of Arizona, one of the top freshmen in all of college basketball. They'll display their skills in front of a sellout crowd here at T-Mobile Arena. Oregon struggled with Cal yesterday in the semifinals, ended up beating the Bears by 8 points, while Arizona handled the UCLA Bruins to make it to the championship game for the 10th time.
Starting at forward for Arizona, a 7-foot freshman out of Finland, number 10, Lauri Markkanen. Starting at forward for Oregon, a 6'9" junior from Long Beach, California, number 1, Jordan Bell.
Lauri Markkanen was in a terrible funk in those days. Tyler Dorsey, spectacular.
You mentioned Markkanen, 4 points in that game, but boy, Bill, in the Pac-12 tournament, Markkanen has been a star. He scored 49 points in 2 games.
They're finally adjusting to the return of Alonzo Trier. And last night, Arizona was perfect. It's very difficult, particularly for young players, to duplicate perfection. Oregon has been just getting by. It's easier to bring it up and respond, coming with inspiration from watching Arizona's brilliance last night, than for Arizona to come right back out less than 24 hours later and try to be as perfect again as they were last night. And that's where a huge pendulum swing toward the Arizona Wildcats. Can Jordan Bell set a tempo that these young Wildcats cannot match?
Arizona's won 5 Pac-12 championships. That's the most. Oregon's won 4, and perhaps a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament will go to the winner of this game.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
why
perhaps.
wouldn't? Why wouldn't it?
Well,
although without Boucher, everything is different.
Right. Exactly, and that you got to consider that when you're the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee. As Brooks doesn't get the bounce, rebounded by Trier. Joe Lunardi's going to join us in a little bit as well to dissect how the Pac-12 stacks up. Right now he has just 3 Pac-12 teams in, UCLA and these 2 teams.
What about Cal and USC?
Well, Cal's not getting in. USC's a bubble team. Right now they're out.
Are you on the committee?
I'm just telling you what Joe Lunardi says, and I trust Joe.
Is he on the committee?
No, but he basically is the committee.
I completely disagree with everything you just said.
First argument less than a minute in. Markkanen puts it in for the first points of the game.
Change for Arizona too. Tyler Dorsey, excuse me, Dylan Ennis right down the lane. Huge responsibility for Dylan Ennis tonight. Without Boucher, who's such a dynamic force, a contributor on both ends of the court, everyone else, including Dylan Ennis, has to really come with some offensive contributions.
Ennis, 25 years old. This is his 6th college season. He started out at Rice, transferred to Villanova, then came to Oregon and missed all of last year with a foot injury. He's one of the best players on this Duck team. As that goes off the fingertips of Pinder.
Keanu Pinder in the starting lineup tonight. This has to be his first start of his career.
Well, Ristich had been starting along with
I don't know why they made this
Markkanen.
change.
Well, he's the coach of the year.
I understand that, but define the terms of the conflict. Make him play your game.
Well, he just picked up a foul there on Brooks. First foul in the game.
Oregon given up size with Lauri Markkanen and Deuce Ristich. Deuce Ristich always starts the game very, very well. He's got a very nice touch. He scores, he rebounds, he passes. They play a perfect game last night. The other team has problems, and so you make a change. I don't know. Make him play your game.
It is his first start of the season, and Brooks gets the free throw. Dylan Brooks, as we mentioned, player of the year in the conference and a finalist for the player of the year nationally. Brooks, the first 3 games of the season, missed those games because of foot surgery in the offseason. They lost one of those games to Baylor. In his first game back, he didn't play a ton of minutes. They lost that game as well, but they've lost just twice since.
A game they should have won at UCLA. We had that one. A game that they really gave away to the Colorado Buffaloes. We had that one as well.
I wasn't there for that one, but the UCLA one, yep, they blew a 19-point lead on the road.
Where were you in Colorado?
That was a different network you were working for that night.
Really?
If you want me to read your schedule to it, I have it on my phone just to babysit. As Allen is called for traveling, a turnover by Arizona.
What was your name again? Dave, right?
Kadeem Allen, who is a redshirt senior, former junior college national player of the year. He's a great scorer there, transferred to Arizona and redshirted. And he's the lone senior on this roster. More on him out of the next break. We're going to tie that with what happened last night in Arizona's closing seconds.
In that redshirt year, he spent his whole time working daily against Stanley Johnson. Dylan Brooks has got the range early on. That's been the best play of the last 24 hours for Dylan. That shot goes down. Oregon has a chance.
4 of the 6 points so far for Dylan Brooks. Here's Markkanen on the post up. And Markkanen missed, but he'll go to the line. Boy, Markkanen early in the year, it was all about threes. Then he changed his game about midway through the conference season when the coaches started to push him down into the paint literally. And now he's got both aspects.
Oregon's defensive strategy of fronting Lauri Markkanen early in the game without any real good weak side help. I mean, Oregon with this lineup, without Boucher, Jordan Bell, I mean, he has to be the anchor behind. And see what kind of one-on-one low post moves with the ball that Lauri Markkanen has. We know he's a brilliant outside shooter, spotting up, stepping into it.
He had 29 points against UCLA last night, 20 against Colorado in the quarterfinals. They gave that foul to Bell. And Markkanen, the top free throw shooter in the Pac-12.
And every foul on Jordan Bell is going to be critical. He has to be so careful, which is not really his game. He is the spiritual force of this Duck team.
Especially with Boucher out, they need Bell on the floor. Ennis, deep three, too strong. And Pinder with the clear.
Will the Ducks be able to get second chances without Boucher? Will Dylan Brooks be able to play inside, outside? Peyton Pritchard, shortest guy on the court, getting the rebound.
Trier with the missed three. Boy, Trier has been hot. Foul here on Pinder, grabbing Bell, who got position. And that's 2 on Pinder. So he gets the start, but then he picks up his second foul. Now, you wonder
Sean
with Ristich.
Miller has a lot of things going for him over on that bench. He's got Deuce Ristich. He's got Chief Comanche over there. So he's got depth at his disposal that Dana Altman no longer has.
Now, Sean didn't say anything. I talked to Sean before the game. He did not say anything about Ristich. The only thing that you worry about if you're an Arizona fan is that's off of Dorsey is there something wrong with Ristich? Remember, about 3 weeks ago, he had an ankle injury.
We don't know. We're gonna have to ask Molly to get over there and find out about this last second starting lineup change.
Well, the only thing is if Ristich, with Pinder picking up 2 fouls, you're not worried about him fouling out unless you don't have Ristich, as Dorsey gets the steal and the putback.
Tyler Dorsey is a big-time champion level player. This is the guy who tested the waters of the NBA, found out he wasn't ready and they weren't ready for him. But when he's on his game, this Duck team, even though they're shorthanded, they can be unstoppable.
Trier guarded by Pritchard. Ristich is coming off the bench, so he's okay. Here's Alkins for a 3. Off target. And there's another rebound for Pritchard.
Guards rebounding. Critical for Dana Altman tonight. Tyler Dorsey, he can create his own shot. He can spot up. He can drive. He can penetrate. He can create for other people. Beautiful ball movement.
Dorsey, corner 3, too strong. Here goes Kadeem Allen. Arizona's hit 10 threes in each of the first 2 games of this tournament.
Yeah, but when you have to take Jordan Bell out early and put Sir Bigby in there, that's a totally different situation. Bigby has been coming along.
Bigby Williams.
But he does not have the experience or the routine, the rhythm to really make a difference.
Brooks for a 3, short. Well, the other thing with Bell is he was Defensive Player of the Year in the conference, but he's the most improved player in the conference, too. He's become a very good offensive player, and you don't get that with Bigby Williams on the floor. Here's Pinder. And boy, looked like he traveled. No whistle. Instead, it's a basket. Oregon by 2.
Up and down offense. Both coaches' style, dream, vision. Who can sustain this?
And a foul. Let's see if they get Pinder. Yep, they did. That's 3 on Pinder.
that we're letting take away from this fantastic game.
But it's a big story, Bill, as Brooks
A big
gets the
story
basket.
from who? I mean, do the players care about that? The fans, it just fires them up, which is good. It brings more attention, which is good. But it has nothing to do with what the players are doing. The players don't like each other. The coaches don't like each other, which is fantastic. So let's get going and let's play some ball and settle this thing right now.
It was unnecessary. It was unnecessary by Sean Miller. It was unnecessary. Why do you need to do that? Why do you need to stoop to that level?
Where were you speaking about that for Steve Alford? Well, how necessary was that?
It was unnecessary for Steve to do that as well.
Okay, so it's a big giant distraction.
Okay.
If it's unnecessary, it doesn't mean anything.
All we know is that Steve Alford said that he didn't do it intentionally. We know for sure that Sean Miller did do it intentionally.
How do you know? The band leader, under his boss, Tuba Mike, up in Eugene, they play Franklin's Tower now before every game. When you get confused, listen to the music play. I'm not sure I've ever met anybody more confused than this. And there's Phil Knight right there, the shoe dog himself. Pat Kilkenny right in front of him. Everyone is here. Hall of Famers galore here at this spectacular venue.
Lori Walton, the Angel of Mercy, is here as well. Celebrated a birthday last night. Hit him, Allen, no. Long rebound to Peyton Pritchard.
Pritchard has had the edge head-to-head against PJC. That could very well be determinant. PJC was so perfect last night. To try to get that going again, you have to be able to come down from the high of being on top. In a short, less than 24-hour period, very difficult to do, even more so as a really young player.
Here's Dylan Brooks, who has 10 points already, short on the three, and there's Jackson Cartwright with the rebound. Oregon ranked 5th in the country, Arizona 7th, a potential #1 seed on the line in this game tonight in the NCAA tournament.
The winner of this game should get the #1 seed in the West. But Boucher's absence just changes everything.
But if Arizona wins, you think they should be the 1 seed?
Yes.
Alkins with 4 on the timer. Tough angle. And rebounded by Bell. He loves to dribble the ball at the floor in transition. He fires to Pritchard. A 2-point try. No good, but there's Bell. Couldn't tip it in. And then Brooks bats it out of bounds. Arizona ball.
Every offensive rebound is going to be critical for the Ducks. Possessions, shot attempts, the size, the strength, the depth advantage that the Cats have now because of this injury to this outstanding young man. I just feel terrible for him.
That's awful. It's awful.
I mean, he's come so far in his life. He was homeless as a teenager, living in his car in Montreal. His family, just everything falling apart, and then basketball has given him this great chance to make something of his life, and now he can't play anymore. Yikes, the breaks of the game.
That's his 5th year. Here's the lob, Trier to Comanche. Great look to tie the game.
The paint, where the games are usually won and lost, is being dominated by Arizona right now, and that's a nightmare for Dana Altman.
5 assists for Arizona so far in the ball game on 6 baskets. Oregon without an assist. It's been a lot of one-on-one so far.
I've never heard Dana Altman make an excuse about anything in his life.
Got a foul here in Arizona. That's the 16th foul. They'll get Jackson Cartwright for the personal, his first.
Dana Altman, who I voted for Coach of the Year this year, they obviously don't ever count my votes.
I voted for him too. You and I were in agreement on that. Although, look, Sean Miller has done a fantastic job, given that you lose Ray Smith to an ACL. Terrence Ferguson ends up playing overseas, and then you lose Alonzo Trier for half the season. And they still end up
foul.
As Dorsey picking it up. Arizona still goes 29-4, 16-2. So I certainly understand Sean Miller winning the award.
And there was a lot of sympathy there for the fact that it's such a young team, where Dana Altman has an experienced and veteran team. But Oregon had a better season. Oregon won the league. Oregon won their head-to-head matchup.
Did you notice already? Sean Miller is soaked through his shirt. Remember the NCAA tournament a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
They had to go to the hotel room and get into his room and get a replacement shirt.
I got a shirt he can borrow tonight.
Not yours, please. Keep it on tonight. I speak for everyone in America. Here's Trier for 3. It's good for Alonzo Trier.
So Trier gets that ball. He sees little Peyton Pritchard on him. He says there's nothing he can do. So he's going to back off. And Trier's outside jumper is just sizzling right now. And the Big Red Machine senses a real chance for separation right here.
Ennis tried to answer, could not. Markkanen's got the smaller guy in him.
This is a nightmare
And it's a blocking foul on Benson. His first, third on the Ducks.
Terrible call.
Should have been an offensive foul or no call. All right, SEC Championship tomorrow on ESPN at 1. It's Arkansas and Kentucky. The Wildcats playing very well right now. Will they get a #1 seed? Probably not. More like a 2 seed. And then you've got the Frontier Communications American Championship game. SMU playing really well right now. They've got Cincinnati 3:15 tomorrow, ESPN.
How much difference is there between 1 and 2? I mean, most important is where you play.
So, you were saying earlier, though, you think that the winner of this game
should get the one in the West and have Sacramento to San Jose to Phoenix. That's your path forward.
But the winner of this game...
Look at this. It says find your path forward.
I know that, but the winner of this game is probably still going to take that route. They'll just be a 2 seed with Gonzaga as the 1 seed. And again, Joe Lenardi will fill us in on that more coming up.
Both of these teams are better than Gonzaga. This is the Conference of Champions. Congratulations for 2 more over the last 24 hours. Up to 495 now total running tally. Skiing for Utah, women's indoor track and field. Congratulations, Ducks, running Utes. Yeah.
Dylan Brooks picked up the foul his first. You know that Gonzaga beat Arizona, right? Because you keep saying that both these teams are better than Gonzaga, but that's one of the 4 losses suffered by the Wildcats.
That was a meaningless game. As Joe Lenardi has already said, this is meaningless. When I saw Joe's clip today where he said it doesn't matter who wins this game, I completely disagree. History's on the line right here. And it always matters who wins games like this. That's why you play these games.
Oregon without a point in the last 3.5 minutes. Arizona by 4 here in the Pac-12 championship game.
The offense stagnant right now for the Ducks. And without Boucher to space the floor and knock down threes, who can create? Who can finish?
Look at that. They got Markkanen on Brooks. And Brooks goes past him. Markkanen with a great recovery in the swap. 3-on-1. Trier. Bad miss. Wow. Benson ahead to Ennis.
Dorsey's got to come alive offensively here.
Brooks for 3. Good for Dylan Brooks. He's got 13 of the 17 points.
But he's not going to be able to do this alone. Unless Dorsey and Dylan Ennis come alive. Unless Casey Benson starts making a real positive contribution. Unless Peyton Pritchard can do something. I'm not sure they have enough firepower without Boucher.
Kadeem Allen. No good, but they call a foul on Ennis for tripping. That'll be 3 free throws for Kadeem Allen.
Lauri Markkanen's ability to recover defensively. Dylan Brooks has him beat. Lauri Markkanen has got 6 inches in height and the length of his arms. The quick reaction here by Lauri to keep it in play and then up and down action both directions. But Dylan Brooks' offense is just too good. Jab step, make the defender back up in your face. Iowa State, Florida, come on. Let's go, come on. And what helmet is that, Joe? You look good, Joe. You look good, Joe. I'm coming, Joe.
Here's Kadeem Allen on the drive, gets the layup. All right, Joe, thank you. Real quickly, Joe, real quick, I want to ask you about USC. What are the chances for SC getting in 4 teams in the Pac-12?
No more truck stops. Come on, Conference of Champions, SC and Cal both in.
Joe Lenardi presented by Infinity. Thank you, Joe.
We miss you, Joe. We love you, Joe. But the injury to Chris Boucher changes everything out here in the Conference of Champions.
Brooks missing on the drive, and then a foul called on Oregon. They're going to get Dorsey for his 2nd foul.
So what's the foul situation? Because that is critical with no depth for Dana Altman.
Again, Chris Boucher, if you're just joining us, one of their best players. He's their best shot blocker. He's the leading shot blocker in the conference. An all-tournament team guy last year when Oregon won the Pac-12. He's out for the season, tore his ACL last night in the semifinals. Huge loss for Oregon going forward and their chances of winning a national title. They made the Elite 8 last year. Boucher was a big part of that team.
And distractions, like you're trying to bring up and create here with last night's ending, cost them dearly when they got tangled up in the Blue Devils. Great defense, Tyler. Dylan Ennis, my goodness. Learn how to talk, Walton.
Here's Brooks on the drive. No.
Lauri Markkanen's This is the best defensive game I've ever seen him play.
He's really improved on that end of the floor
He's
here.
moving his feet. He's not fouling. He's getting his arms up there, making guys miss shots.
It's a big 6 minutes here. Oregon has to stay within striking distance.
Oregon's got 17 points. Wow.
They're a high-scoring team. Normally, that's a kickball.
And I'm going to disagree with you when you say that Boucher is the best shot blocker on the team.
Well, his average is the best.
There's two great shot blockers, Jordan Bell and Chris Boucher. And they work in tandem. This is a team game, sort of like this show. And when Dr. No jumps in and tries to be the referee here, you got to kind of listen to what, you know, sometimes you have to accept insanity.
Ristic for the jam. That was a great high-low pass. Arizona has an 8-point lead.
And this crowd here sensing blood right now.
13-3 run by the Wildcats, and Oregon shooting just 32% from the floor. Here's Brooks into the paint. Strong move, and Brooks has 15 of the 19 points for Oregon. He needs some help.
Arizona is so disciplined, though. Sean Miller, his ability to get everybody onto the same page and to commit, to buy into the philosophies, to the process of what it means to be an Arizona Wildcat and the sacrifice that is required. That was
almost tipped in by Brooks, and then it is tipped in. Arizona just continues to shuttle in 7-footers to get on the offensive glass.
That's why I thought they should have started Deuce Ristic. And just look, play our game. We're gonna do what we do. We don't care what you do. If you're injured, that's fine. That's your problem. You got problems with the other coach in the losing game from another night. That's your problem. It's not ours. We're not adjusting to that.
16 paint points for Arizona. Here's Dylan Ennis. Oh, Jordan Bell stuffs it through, and a foul.
Now that's a man right there. Jordan Cornelius Bell, JB, Soul Train, throwing it down the lane. Again, the inability of the big men in this conference. Deuce Ristic is just backing up, and waiting at the rim. You don't block shots that way. If you did that against Dr. J, who was here last night, if you did that against Spencer Haywood, who's here tonight, the Hall of Famer, they're just gonna dunk in your face every single time.
And
there's Spencer Haywood on the left, Hall of Famer. George Raveling on the right, Hall of Famer. Great ties to Oregon, to Nike, to Phil Knight. The entire family is here tonight, hoping to, but they're all staggered with Boucher's loss, as am I.
Jordan Bell with the basket. That's his first shot attempt of the game. He gets the free throw as well and cuts the Arizona lead to 5. Trier, beautiful move to get rid of Brooks, and he pays it off, knocking down a 3.
Alonzo Trier continues to play excellent basketball, leading a relentless offensive attack that no one can match. And
Brooks fouled on the drive.
Out in front there by Vern Harris.
And that's on the 18th foul on Arizona. So it's going to be a 1-and-1 here for Dylan Brooks.
His ability to step back off his own dribble and knock shots down that the minute they're released from his hand, that they're going in. I mean, you can just see the zone that this young man is in.
Trier averaging 22 points per game over his last 6. I remember you said earlier in the season that you thought Arizona was better without Trier, but you've changed your mind on that, right?
I have. I thought that Sean Miller brought him into the starting rotation too early, because when he was put in the starting lineup, Raleigh Alkins, Lowry Markkanen, and Kobe Simmons just basically disappeared. And, you know, sure, Sean has a responsibility to his high-profile recruits to keep him out there all the time, but you got to go for the victories. And
but Trier's a great player. You're getting a great player back in the lineup.
I'm not going with he's a great player.
Alonzo Trier.
He's a good player.
He missed the first 19 games due to suspension
for performance-enhancing drugs.
Kobe Simmons spins out on the 3. It almost hung on the rim, literally, and stopped. Here come the Ducks, down 6, inside 4 to play in the first half.
What's the rebound battle tonight? Beautiful pass.
Oh, Sir Bigby stuffs it, and he's fouled.
Throw it down, Sir Bigby. The London native, inner city. Chris Boucher looking like he's moving okay. Here, how spectacular. And the whole theme of Zion National Park, that sense of sanctuary, a safe place where we can exist, where we can thrive, where we can grow. And right here in Las Vegas, the Meadows, the Valley of Fire. Wow, we are the luckiest folks on earth. Conference of Champions.
How about Duke and what it did, beating North Carolina yesterday and then a win in the championship game?
You sound surprised.
Well, they're coming together at the right time. They weren't playing great for a while.
They were picked #1 to start the season.
I know, but lately they hadn't been playing well. Simmons misses a 3. Oregon with a chance to get within 2, maybe 1 here, and again playing without one of their top players in Chris Boucher for the rest of the season.
Nothing that Coach K does ever surprises me. The way he rescued and saved USA basketball, the way he's developed so many young men over the years, that guy is awesome.
Here's Brooks. He's got 17
Beautiful.
points. Can't get the bounce. Look at Bigby Williams. And he's fouled. He'll shoot 2. Now Oregon's starting to make an impact here in the offensive glass.
The Cats were rolling. They were just, you know, licking their legs and chomping at the bit a little bit, eating some cat food. But then the big guys, Jordan Bell and Sir Bigby here, they got back-to-back N1s. The Ducks are afloat and a chance here to cut it to 2. I don't have any idea what kind of free throw shooter Sir Bigby is. I mean,
not good. It's 65% of the year, but he gets that one.
That's in your face.
All right, Molly,
that's
go
in
ahead.
your face.
Molly, jump in here.
Well, in the timeout, Dana Altman and Chris Boucher both very, very encouraging to Bigby Williams, yelling at him, telling him that's what we need to see. We need to see that fight from you. So Boucher obviously staying very involved with his team.
But the sense of despair, Molly, the sense of letting your teammates down, even though it's not his fault, but the responsibility that every athlete has to do whatever he can to help his team win.
Well, you've been there. I mean, you know it, right? The disappointment of that.
It's the worst feeling in the world. There's nothing you can do. The rebounds going significantly in the Wildcats' favor.
Well, not really. I mean, Oregon, the last few times down, has got 3 offensive rebounds.
Well, over the course of the game. You know, this game is now almost 18 minutes old.
Yeah, but the rebounding is +2 Arizona. I think Oregon's doing a great job hanging in that category. Trier slips, and he turned it over. There was contact, no foul.
Play on. Mick Fleetwood, how's the Tusk album going for you?
I still have to buy a record player. You just gave it to me 2 nights ago.
How's the intervention coming?
Has Mick texted you tonight, by the way?
I haven't checked. I'm busy.
He texted me.
He said, listen to the music play.
He said, you need to find your path forward, acknowledge your problems.
I need to go to Maui.
That's in November. You still got time. And you have a trip to China in between. Again, I got your schedule on my iPhone if you need it.
Tell me what it is, because I have no idea.
You're buying me dinner at midnight local.
Wolfgang Potts.
Benson, no, rebounded by Allen, and here comes Arizona.
All 5 guys running the floor.
Bigby Williams punches that thing out of there. He's another shot blocker.
Well, we really haven't seen him play at all. So how can you say what he is? I mean, he's just been trailing the play. The great thing about Oregon is that their little guys are trained to strip the ball down low and not try to make a foul up top, because they've got Jordan Bell and normally Boucher. Without Boucher and now Sir Bigby, a chance. That's all you can ask for in life. Oregon, Ducks are right there.
They tie a Pac-12 record set by Washington last year with that block. Hawkins with the basket, and it's back to a 5-point Wildcat lead.
The Ducks are allowing too much and too easy a penetration by the Wildcats.
That's Alkin's first points of the night. Freshman from Brooklyn, who averages 11 points per game.
Arizona's defense has been better.
And a pretty move by Dylan Ennis through the lane.
Dylan Ennis can score when he wants to, when he has to, and tonight he has to. Got to bring it big time throughout, Dylan. Let's go.
Oregon's done a really good job on Markkanen since the start of the game. Markkanen had 6 early points, nothing since.
But don't try to front him down there. That's just...
Trier into Bigby Williams, count it, and a foul.
Once again, big men waiting at the hoop trying to block, allowing the little guy to come right into their chest. And that's what the little guy wants. He wants to come in, hit you with his shoulder, and then as you bump back, if Bigby comes out on the floor and he gets there first, then Trier has no chance.
So as the defender there, whose responsibility is to guard the big Markkanen, where is that middle ground between when you lead him to go block the shot, when you stay on your man?
It's the decision making. That's what life is all about. I mean, everybody has the skill who can make the right decision as to when to do what.
Ennis's 3, not there. Alkins with a rebound.
And so many times Oregon just forced to retreat softly on defense as opposed to that attack the offensive glass, which we've come to expect from the Ducks.
Oh, terrible turnover by Arizona there. Trier throwing it away that time, trying to hit Alkins.
And this crowd here, I mean, you look at this building. What a vision, what a dream. Larry Scott 5 years ago says, hey, we're leaving LA, we're coming to Las Vegas for the conference tournament, and it has turned out. And what AEG and MGM have done here in building this spectacular entertainment venue, the plaza, the promenade out in front. I got to see all the suites before the game tonight. Oh my gosh, this place is a palace. We got to just, why don't we just play all the games here? Last shot time.
Thank you. 3-second difference between the game and shot clocks here at the end of the first half.
I think they should have NCAA tournament games here.
Here's Brooks, who has 17 first half points for Oregon, the Pac-12 Player of the Year. Dorsey, 5 to shoot, can't hit the 3. Allen rebounds, there's time for the Wildcats, 2 seconds left. Allen lets it fly, good if it goes, no!
Oh. Arizona did a terrific job of shutting down Tyler Dorsey. Without Boucher, the margin of error for the Ducks is just so narrow. Coach of the Year, Sean Miller, walking off triumphantly.
With Molly McGrath.
In the championship of the Conference of Championships.
Brooks with 5 field goals. The rest of the Oregon team has 5 field goals. As Pinder starting the second half. He started the game as well.
Raleigh Alkins, what a setup. He's been quiet, but he is an explosive volcano, just ready to awake.
This match is the largest lead for Arizona. Now a chance to add to an 8-point advantage. And a foul called, offensive foul on Alonzo Trier. Let's check in with Molly McGrath for the latest on the Oregon side.
Well, Dave, Dana Altman stressed the biggest thing they're missing without Chris Boucher is that post presence, saying they got to the rim more times than I'd like. We just don't have that same energy Chris brings, and he wants them to fight the dribble better. And 14 rebounds in the first half came from Arizona guards, so he's obviously not happy about that.
And what happens, Molly, a lot is when you have that sudden injury that just comes out of nowhere, because this team has been relatively healthy all year with the exception of Dylan Brooks at the beginning, is the team's confidence gets shattered. The sense of rhythm, the routine that gets you ready. But you know what time the game starts, you know what the rotation is going to be, you know if things don't go right, that Boucher is going to come in and slap some shots, knock down some threes, and none of that is there. And the adjustments that you have to make on the fly, wow,
Brooks,
so challenging.
Great hustle there, and I'm going to call it jump ball. It looked like Brooks had possession. There maybe Arizona actually reached in and picked up a foul, but they do rule it a held ball. Possession arrow goes to Oregon. Dylan Brooks is doing all he can right now.
He
needs some help. He's got 17 points.
Yeah, how many shots has he missed?
Well, he's 5 of 13.
Okay, so that's 8 shots that could have gone in. How many rebounds does he have?
He has 1.
Okay. He's a good player, needs to play great for the Ducks to have a chance.
And obviously the Boucher injury impacts the seeding for Oregon if they lose and how they'll perform in the NCAA tournament. Pritchard misses a 3, and they are 1 for 10 from behind the arc.
I'm not sure they can get a 1 seed, even if they win this game, because of the injury to Boucher.
I think you're right. I think with that situation, you've got to look at the team and say they're not a top 4 team without Boucher. And the lead now is 10 for Arizona. It's largest of the night here in Vegas.
The Wildcats just lusting for victory here. What a scene as the crowd stands, rises as one.
Who's going to step up for Oregon?
They're just confused. They're standing around waiting.
Now Brooks was calling for Pritchard or Bell for the screen. And now Brooks finds Bell on the cut. And Bell puts it in. Well, they say that the basket counts or foul on the floor. They're going to say foul on the floor on Markkanen.
2 rules that the NCAA really has to update and come into the modern world in the future. The jump ball rule and then the continuation rule.
I agree with you on both. Meanwhile, Jordan Bell.
Peyton Pritchard, what a out of bounds pass that was. Change of pace, change of direction for JB to get wide open. And that's just a complete breakdown defensively for Sean Miller's Wildcats.
Alkins commits his 2nd foul, 3rd on Arizona here in the half.
You know, as defenders, you stand there with your defender against the 2 guys up high, and you just say, look, you take the guy going that way, and I'll take the guy coming this way. Please, communication. Oh, my gosh.
Bell on the season, 71% free throw shooter.
You know, I see you sitting there with that shirt on, and I walk here every day. It's my 7th game in 4 days. Walk right by the Statue of Liberty. 2 missed free throws. Come on, Cornelius.
That's in New York.
Come on. So no, it's right outside here. I walk right by and I just think, freedom. Yeah, sanctuary. Enough of the nonsense. Let's make a jumper. Let's play some ball. Let's keep this going. Let's go on tour with Roger Waters and John Fogerty. Throw it down.
It's a 12-point lead. Markkanen with his 3rd field goal, and Oregon still has not scored this half.
This is a clinic by the Wildcats.
Belt title game to follow, Troy and Texas State.
Yeah, James Sherman down there at Texas State. Good luck, James.
With Hall of Fame Bill Walton, Molly McGrath, and Dave Pash here in Las Vegas. As Arizona leads Oregon by 12. They've dominated the paint, +8 in points in the paint. And now Dylan Brooks driving and scoring. He's got 19 of the 31 points, and now the Brooks and the Ducks apply full court pressure.
Going up against someone bigger and stronger, but the Wildcats, they stay true to their mission. And when they get the offensive creativity that they're getting tonight from Raleigh Alkins, Alonzo Trier, Kadeem Allen, finishing capabilities of big men, Lowry Markkanen and Pinder, Chief Comanche.
Alkins drains a 3. He is 5 of 7 in the Pac-12 tournament from behind the arc. And the lead is 13.
Sean is doing a magnificent job of letting him go, not trying to micromanage every single shot.
Wow, Dylan Brooks now with 22. The rest of the team has 12, single-handedly keeping Oregon in the game.
That won't be enough, though. Tyler Dorsey, Peyton Pritchard, Casey Benson, Dylan Ennis all have to come alive. What's the foul trouble for Jordan Bell?
He only has 1. Dorsey has just 2 points, by the way. To back up your point, 1 of 5 shooting for Dorsey, 0 for 2 from 3.
Dorsey is a big-time player, but very inconsistent in terms of productivity. Not in effort. His effort is good.
Defensive foul here on the drive. That might be the 2nd on Bell. No, they're actually going to get Brooks. So it is just a common foul. Free throws for Alonzo Trier. First team foul in Oregon.
What is he thinking?
Not a smart play.
So, first of all, why is Dylan Brooks trying to take a charge on Alonzo Trier? Dylan Brooks is 3 inches taller. He's got 25 pounds of muscle on Alonzo. Just stand over the top of him and smother him and block the shot. And Trier's in such a zone offensively, he's not going to miss those free throws. Now, Trier's playing like the guy that they told us he was when he first got there to Arizona a couple years ago.
Pritchard is fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. Well, Alonzo Trier, the last 6 games, is averaging 22 points per game. He's been outstanding. And the sophomore from Seattle, with him and Markkanen, right now, the way they're both going offensively, they are hitting their stride at the perfect time. The best they played all season.
Which is why if they win this game, and they look like they're going to, there's a ton of time left. But Oregon is not really, I mean, that's 3 missed free throws in the last 2 or 3 possessions.
Hey, Bill, you remember an Arizona team 20 years ago that got hot at the right time. It's the last Pac-12 team to win a national title, 1997. Miles Simon and company.
Yeah, and they had great players playing well with a coach, Lute Olson, the 21st century version of John Wooden, who let people go, who let them play, and Miles and Jason Terry and Mike Bibby. He just went through. That's a backcourt violation. He put the ball in the front court and then jumped backwards.
I don't think he established himself in the front court, though. That's why they didn't call it. Got to establish in the front court first. Shot clock at 10.
A wasted possession for the Wildcats here.
Markkanen driving on Dorsey. Lost the ball. And they're going to say that it's off of Oregon. 4 to shoot for Arizona.
He established himself and then jumped back. And both his feet were over there. If that was the sideline, they'd call it out of bounds.
4 to shoot. Here's Trier. 4-3 over Pritchard. Hit it! Trier can't miss. And the Wildcats lead by 14.
I wish they would eliminate the half-court line. Shorten the shot clock.
How about Alonzo Trier?
Spectacular performance tonight, rising to the occasion.
Brooks gets it rejected by Alkins.
Hey, Riley Alkins is just doing it all. And what I love about Sean Miller's culture there, it's just all about the team and the physical fitness level. We saw that in the demolition of the UCLA Bruins, ran them out of the building here. And then they come right back and play with such another spectacular performance tonight. And the crowd, U of A, U of A.
Alkins too strong. Ennis with a rebound. And now here's Dorsey.
They've completely taken Dorsey out of the game.
Kadeem Allen, a terrific defender.
Block shot, block shot.
They got him with a body, though, and so they get Allen for the foul.
On the follow-through.
Yep, his second personal, 15 foul. But Kadeem Allen, a guy that sacrificed so much. He was a great scorer in junior college.
So it's like 35 a game at Hutchinson. But what are the elements of success? We know what the elements of failure are. Lack of honor, selfishness, and greed, which lead to anger and hatred. But the elements of success are sacrifice and discipline, and that's what Sean Miller insists on, it's what he teaches, and that's what he brings to this squad here. And that's the leader's responsibility.
8th season for Sean Miller. Been to 3 Elite Eights in his first 7 years. Can they get over the hump and get to a Final Four in 2017?
They haven't been able to play offense in the big moments in years past.
Offensive rebound by Brooks after the missed free throw.
This year, they're really playing offense right now.
And last night against UCLA. And
offensive foul.
And that's 3 on Brooks. Markkanen draws the charge.
The wheels have come off the Duck Mobile. The wings have been clipped. It's like they're caught in an oil spill out there. They've got 36 points here deep into the second half.
Bill, how much of this is all psychological with the loss of Boucher?
Complete psychological. I thought that the Ducks would play much better tonight, and I thought than they had been playing, and I thought that Arizona would come down from their spectacular, perfect performance last night. But I've been wrong on both counts. Everything changed for Oregon with the announcement that Boucher would not play. Out
for the season with a torn ACL. And remember, in the only meeting during the regular season, Oregon beat Arizona by 27. It's a 40-point swing.
Well, that was a 40-point game before Dana Altman called off the Flying Ducks.
Jackson Cartwright with his 3rd foul, 16 foul. Here's Molly.
In that, you know, he's grown 3 or 4 inches since he got to the U of A. He's put on 25, 30 pounds of nothing but muscle. The shoulders just big, broad. He developed a real nice mid-range little jumper. So that's what great coaching is all about. Making people better at what they do and then making them better human beings. Congratulations, Sean Miller. You're doing a fantastic job.
He's one of the best coaches in the country.
You can call all the timeouts you want.
And Trier is fouled.
And then all these little whiners over here.
Yeah, but last night that doesn't have anything to do with his ability to coach. Sean is a fantastic
you're the one
coach.
you're the one who says it is. You're the one who says it's a big.
I just said it was
story.
unnecessary. I said it was unnecessary. You keep bringing it up. Benson just picked up his 2nd foul, 13th foul in Oregon, and Trier at the line.
I thought it was cool. I'm with Sean Miller.
Alonzo Trier, who thought last year about going to the NBA, elected to come back, and then was in a car accident last summer, reportedly was given a PED to deal with the injury suffered from the car accident. And it was an NCAA violation. They had to wait until it was completely out of his system before he could be eligible again.
Okay, so we got into this last night, right? When was the last time somebody came up to you and said, here, take 2 of these? And you just said, yeah, let's go.
Certainly not when I'm working with you.
Come on, man. Walking by the Statue of Liberty. That's Dorsey, what I was thinking.
Dorsey for 3. That gets Oregon within 7. And Dorsey has really come on here in the second half. Oregon has scored 11 of the last 15 points.
Okay, they got a rhythm. They got a flow. But who can make a defensive stop here? Come on, Jordan Bell. Come on, Tyler Dorsey. Come on, Casey Benson.
Jackson Cartwright hits another 3. Man, this guy, when they need a big shot, it's Jackson Cartwright often that hits a 3. Ennis, nicely done.
The nice thing about PJC is that he doesn't force it. He just waits and waits and waits. He's always looking for the other guys, growing up, idolizing Steve Nash. Little Stevie retires. He switches over to Chris Paul, the setup guys, who also has a tremendous jumper to his game whenever he wants to.
He led the Pac-12 last year in three-point shooting in league action. Markkanen with a two-pointer. And Sean Miller calls a timeout. The lead back to 10 for the Wildcats.
Every time Oregon shows signs of life, the Wildcats responds. That's competitive greatness. That's a monster program, and they're throw it down. Keanu Pinder, Australia, Perth. Yeah. Everybody, Alonzo Trier. Take 3 of these. Let's go. It's all right here. Thank you, New York Life, for presenting these opportunities for young people to chase their dreams and build their lives. We're the luckiest folks on earth.
Alonzo Trier with 17 points. Markkanen with 10 on 4 of 4 shooting. Oregon, though, has just 4 assists in this game.
I was watching that video. It looked like I'd put the people to sleep.
Bell, nice play. I know how they feel. Oregon with an 8.
Take 3 of these.
So Alonzo Trier, no thank you, getting some rest here. Arizona trying to win the Pac-12 championship for the 2nd time in 3 years. Perhaps a #1 seed if the Wildcats win tonight.
They have the most ever. They have 5. Oregon and UCLA have 4.
Oregon won it last year. As Alkins stumbles, collects, can't finish, and there's Bell with a big rebound, and then Alkins commits a foul. That's the 9th team foul. 3rd on Alkins. 5 Arizona players have 3 personal fouls. Bell will shoot 1 and 1.
But Oregon's not making free throws. Molly, what do you got?
Well, in the last timeout, Sean Miller telling his players to stay aggressive. He said you can't play not to foul, just stay tighter together to shrink the gaps and stop penetration. But he still wants them to stay aggressive, obviously, just play a little smarter.
And Molly, that's the evolution of a young coach getting started. I played for a college coach whose pregame speech was, hey, I've done my job. When the game starts, don't ever look over here at the sideline. It's on you guys. Let's see what you've got. And Sean now, as he gets older, is seeing that sense of releasing the children and to let them chase their dreams. Have them walk by. I saw them in the hotel today. They were walking into a meeting. They were walking by the Statue of Liberty. Freedom. Shine on.
So
beam on. Play on. Carry on. Teach your children, Sean. Way to go.
Bell gets both free throws. It's a 6-point game. That was the margin at halftime. And again, full court pressure by the Ducks. So John Wooden didn't give these big pregame speeches or halftime speeches?
We never had a speech. He taught us how to play in practice. And then when it came to game time, it was us. And he just sat there and razzed the refs and taunted the other team the entire time.
I think he did a little bit more than that. Well, Allen bumped by Brooks, and that's 4 on Dylan Brooks. Brooks has made 2 really foolish plays tonight. The first was when he extended the arm earlier on a jump shooter when it was unnecessary to get his 3rd foul, and then that trip right there.
He's such a good player, but too many times in Dylan's life and his career just makes the little silly mistakes. When your margin of error is so small, I mean, you cannot let some careless act right there cost your team.
Kadeem Allen too strong. Big rebound. Ennis. Oregon pushing tempo.
Space the floor.
Spins in for 3. No good. And Trier gets the rebound. Now Arizona on the drive. Trier all the way. It goes.
The big red machine just coming at you. Feel bad for Casey Benson. He's such a tremendous player, but there's been no offensive flow. You got to be a volume offensive team if you're going to be able to struggle through your challenges and the adversity that the Ducks are certainly facing right now. They haven't taken enough shots, particularly the role players like Casey Benson.
Nice drive by Dorsey. 60-54 Arizona.
So where was that the first play of the game? Why do you wait till the 9:23 mark of the 2nd half to come up with your best play? Please.
Let's see how long Dylan Brooks stays on the bench.
He knew what time the game started, right?
Well, Dorsey's been really good this half. Markkanen with a catch. Gets stripped by Ennis. What a play by Dylan Ennis.
What a leader.
The 25-year-old takes it all the way himself. Plays it in. It's a 4-point game.
Shades of the Brampton Blue Devils, where he grew up in the tough suburbs outside of Toronto. His dad was his coach. His dad's a legend up there in Canada.
Ennis in his 6th season. Missed all of last year with a foot injury. transferred from Villanova, and he transferred to Villanova from Rice.
Come to Larry Markkinen right here. You just got to take Tyler Dorsey. He cannot guard you.
Here comes the double, and now Trier for three. No! Bigby Williams rebounds.
Dylan Ennis is taking over here. Real chance here for the Ducks. Let it fly, Tyler.
Too strong. Almost batted in, though, by Bigby Williams, and then Dorsey commits a foul, his third.
We got a ball game here. This is fantastic. The Ducks have surfaced. They've shaken all the water, all the oil off them. The run out by Dylan Ennis is just so strong and so majestic with those shoulders and those hips and the balance in his footwork.
And Jordan Bell, who was the defensive player of the year in the Pac-12, one of the most improved players in all of college basketball. He's turned himself into an NBA player.
Who did get most improved in the conference this year? I forget.
Bell gets the free throw. That's 20 fouls now committed by Arizona. You got a handful of guys with 3 or more, and it's a 4-point game again as we near 5 minutes to play in regulation.
Staggering that Oregon's this close with so few guys playing well.
Chimezie Metu, by the way, from USC, was the most improved player.
I concur with that. Wild.
Allen banks it in.
Come on, you got to call that.
Allen with 11 points. Arizona by 6.
See, Arizona can switch all these fake interchanges out in front because they have so many versatile players, much the way the Chicago Bulls dominated professional basketball in the 90s.
Ennis, good defense by Alkins.
Chief.
And then a steal by Dorsey. He'll pull it out.
Well, Dorsey is semi-hot right now. He's not completely in the zone.
Comanche commits a foul, and that's 2 on him, but they're in the double bonus, so Bell will go back to the foul line for 2.
When Jordan Bell gets that ability and the thought process to attack on every possession. He's late coming to basketball. He's the youngest of 6 children in Long Beach Poly. Same school that gave us Billie Jean King. Jordan Bell, one of those forces of nature, able to come and make the transition from being a football player, loving his face down in the grass, to all of a sudden being a basketball player, but he hasn't played enough in the freelance pickup style where you're responsible for everything. When he gets that, watch out. Another moment of relaxation and calming and wellness for Dylan Brooks, playing with 4 fouls.
Bell gets them both. It's still reachable here for Oregon. Arizona leading by 4, 4.5 to go.
How many free throws have the Ducks missed tonight?
They've missed 6, but
most
they
of them
started
here
2 of 6. They've made 10 in a row as a team here in the second half.
Somebody's got to make some defensive stops, and that's usually where Boucher not available and Jordan Bell coming to make it happen. What a block.
A foul is called. Alkins, who's a terrific athlete, very strong, was able to hang in the air long enough.
But if we can get Dr. No to do something tonight and just show that play of Jordan Bell coming from the weak side to get in the air, I mean, it was just a thing of beauty.
Dr. No says yes as Bigby Williams commits a second foul, 17 foul. Here it is.
Mark this date down in NCAA history. But Jordan Bell comes from way back there, just hanging high above the action. If the little guys would not come and foul down low, that's a great defensive stop. Otherwise, you're putting an excellent free throw shooter at the line, an excellent basketball player, Raleigh Alkins.
Won 3 New York State titles.
They're taking him out.
The King High School. Well, they got so many other guys they can rotate in. They're very deep.
He just made a great play. They take him out. Come on, momentum.
He's going to go back in very soon. Alonzo Trier back in the game. 19 points, 7 rebounds for Trier. 6-point Arizona lead.
Substitute yourself, Raleigh.
Here's Dorsey off the dribble.
No
spins out on the 3. Knocked out of bounds. And they're going to give it to Arizona.
Okay, if you're Oregon, you got to stay up here. as Chief Comanche.
Ooh, did that hit the left hand of Chance Comanche there?
That's a good call. Look, you can call a foul, or you can just give it to him out of bounds.
It might have hit the left hand of Comanche inside 2
Sure,
minutes.
it might have been, but it was because the guy was fouling him over his back. Rather than call a foul, just call it out of bounds and let's get going. Play on. Mick Fleetwood, listen to the music play, please.
I got to buy a record player first. You just gave it to me 48 hours ago.
If you take 4 of these, you won't need one.
Comanche with the jumper.
Beautiful,
Well, he knew it was in right when he released it.
You could just see it, and the confidence that comes from a lifetime in the gym. The confidence of a great leader and a great coach. Sean Miller, Chris Rounds.
Here's Dylan Ennis driving all the way, and a foul is called. Ennis will shoot 2, 3:22 to go.
Ecology and heart, Dylan Ennis. Number 31, like Reggie Miller in your program, number 1 in your heart, 2 in your face.
And it's 74-68. Again, full court pressure for Oregon. Jackson Cartwright and Kadeem Allen, 2 ball handlers on the floor, have handled the press very well so far.
Arizona had a nightmare of a time getting the ball in bounds at the end of the UCLA game last night.
And Markkanen gets it across in time, and then gets it stripped by Pritchard. Big forced turnover there by the Ducks.
Come to a stop with your dribble and wait till the little guys come and get it. Get into your spot where you can knock down your 3 or post them up.
That's 14 turnovers by Arizona in this game.
But Oregon has not been able to capitalize on those.
They got Markkanen on Dorsey.
Great defense, Lowry Markkanen.
Here's Ennis for 3. No good. Bell with a big offensive rebound. Oh, blew it. Had a chance right at the rim, gets it back. And now he's fouled. Free throws for Bell.
Blew it. Come on, there's 2 guys out there who are bigger than he is on the other team. You think that's easy? Please. First of all, he grabs just a miraculous rebound, the strength of his hands. He loves to pull those in with his left, and he loves to block with his left. The frustration, the disappointment.
Markkanen commits the foul. That's just his second. Again, there's a handful of guys for Arizona with at least 3. Pinder has 4. Bell 6 of 8 at the line tonight.
When you give up penetration, when the other team's coming at you, you're not going to be able to be in good position to grab rebounds right now. And if Arizona can tighten up their perimeter defense, the Ducks are not letting it fly from behind the line. Contain, make him shoot from out there, and then you're going to be in great position to get the defensive rebound.
Yeah, Oregon 4 of 18 from three-point land. They got 24 points at the foul line. That's how they've stayed in the game. They're down 4.
Dana Altman is a brilliant coach on all levels, particularly at the very end of the game. The team has a chance, but it's going to have a lot of good fortune down the stretch.
Arizona led by 14 with 13 minutes to go. It's a 4-point lead right now for the Wildcats. Here's Jackson Cartwright. Misses. Oh, but Allen is there with a tip. What a play.
Wow. You're not going to win if you can't get a defensive rebound. That's that easy to get.
Dorsey right to the rim. Timeout, Oregon. That leaves Dana Altman with 1.
Oregon's right there. They have been outplayed. Arizona has been the better team, but with a chance, you just never know. And Dana Altman versus Sean Miller, the 2 best in the conference. 2 best programs head-to-head. Fate of the known world in the balance.
Trier gets it across. Picked up by Dorsey. We're at the 2-minute mark here in the Pac-12 championship. Perhaps a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament at stake.
Tyler Dorsey would do well to stay with PJC.
Here's the switch. Bell's got him. Jackson Cartwright continues to make huge plays down the stretch for the Wildcats.
They just kept backing off. He's going to hit that run. He's a great shooter.
Brooks 4-3. Hit it. It's a 3-point game. Just outside 90 seconds to go. They'll trap Trier, and Jackson Cartwright gets it ahead. Alkins to Markkanen.
Beautiful
fouled
play.
on the floor, so it'll be a 1-and-1. That's the 18th foul, but Markkanen is the best free throw shooter in the Pac-12, 84%.
What happens on the other 16% of the times? But that was a brilliant attack on the offensive end. Raleigh Alkins, he got the play in the open court. Don't pull that back out. You got a 2-on-1 situation, just go right at the hoop. The defense will have to commit. That's going to set up your teammate. If they don't commit, Rawley Alkins will throw it down with the best of them. What a stroke.
Knocks down the front end of the 1-and-1. This guy's 7 feet tall.
7'1".
From Finland. His dad, Pekka, played at Kansas, was on the Finnish national team. Markkanen has skyrocketed up draft boards with the way he's played this season.
And what a transition he's had to make. English is 3rd or 4th language here. Misses.
Oh, but Trier with the offensive rebound.
Jordan Bell, please. I mean, that's got to be yours.
And so the clock is Arizona's friend. They're going to take time off of it here. 2 big offensive rebounds down the stretch for the Wildcats. One by Allen, got the putback, and now by Trier. Shot clock at 9. Trier going to work. Rejected by Bell.
Spacing on the break.
Ennis drives, a lot of contact. Offensive foul is called on Ennis. Kadeem Allen draws the charge.
Wow, bowling for dollars. Dana Altman. That's not an offensive foul. He's running away from the basket, please.
He's still moving, going sideways.
That's not
Didn't beat him to the spot. That should be a defensive foul.
I concur wholeheartedly. And then hitting the game winner right at the end.
He's got 2 game winners, but right now
they can't get the ball in bounds.
And they get no timeouts. Length of the floor pass.
Bell. That's got to be yours.
Markkanen triple team and is fouled.
Wow.
That's the 10th team foul in Oregon, so it'll be 2 free throws for Lauri Markkanen.
You have to be able to defend without fouling. And when they throw that long pass, if you look at that long pass, Kadeem is throwing that pass with both feet anchored to the floor. That is such a tough pass. They have him. He's in real trouble. Why foul him? You have 3 guys around him.
But you said at the time that should be Jordan Bell's. That was a great pass. There was no way Jordan Bell was going to get to that ball as Markkanen misses his 2nd free throw down the stretch here. Look at this pass. There's no way Jordan Bell's getting that.
You know how long that ball was in the air? Have you ever been back there with that guy?
Markkanen's 7'1". He jumped 4 feet.
Have you ever been back
it.
as that guy? That is the greatest feeling in the world when it's you against the world.
He missed the 2nd one. Wow, Oregon with the basketball down 4, inside 50 seconds to go.
This is where Dylan Brooke is at his best.
Brooks for 3.
Not even close.
Jackson Cartwright skies for the rebound and is fouled by Ennis. So Jackson Cartwright will come down and shoot 2.
So there goes your 84% shooting.
He's missed 3 down the stretch. You're right.
Poor Lowry. Such a good dude. I mean, he comes over here from Finland. And they always put up the camera in front of his face and stick the mic right up there. And they expect him to talk fluidly and freely. And it's just, his game is on the court right now. And what a game it is, my gosh, despite the 2 missed free throws.
Bill, you got Parker, Jackson, Cartwright.
He's a good free throw
When you have
shooter.
a championship team, you need players like Jackson Cartwright, a guy that missed 6 games this year with injury. We talked about all that Sean Miller didn't have because of injuries to Ray Smith and the suspension of Alonzo Trier. He didn't have Parker, Jackson, Cartwright. Just missed a free throw. That's 3 in a row.
He had a very severely sprained ankle that completely changed his season. This was not just a little roll. I mean, that's a 3-month deal, and finally he's getting back in there. He misses
another miss. 4 straight misses. Here come the Ducks. Dorsey drives on Alkins. Good defense by Alkins, cutting off that driving lane. Plenty of time here. Dorsey, wild shot, no. Bell rebound, put it in. 2-point game. Oregon calls its final timeout.
Wow.
Now they can set up their defense, which has been very good on inbounds plays here with their full court pressure.
Is this still Kadeem Allen entering? That was his problem last night here.
Gets it to Alkins.
Don't foul here.
They double.
Throw the ball ahead, Alonzo.
Trier still in the backcourt. And a foul by Pritchard. Dana Altman wanted an offensive foul on Trier, didn't get it, and then Pritchard commits the foul to send Trier to the line for 2.
What was the half-court line count at that point? I mean, that becomes your ally.
Definitely a foul on Pritchard. I think it was not a foul on Trier, though. It wasn't a foul, I don't think.
It's an ill-advised foul because if you're going to make that kind of foul, you got to do it right away. And Trier, the offensive groove that he's in, well, we've been saying that about Lauri Markkanen and PJ, and they've both missed consecutive free throws.
3-point lead for Arizona.
Nothing but net. Okay, so we got Dylan Brooks here. This is his time. 2 game winners.
By the way, they had about 2 more seconds to get it across there to avoid the 10-second backboard violation.
Right. So if they had not fouled there, they had a real chance of getting the turnover. The concept of employing everything towards your success.
Trier calmly gets them both. 4-point lead for Arizona. They're down 2 scores. They got to hurry. Dorsey.
They're waiting too long. Great defense, Raleigh Alkins.
Misses. Out of bounds. Arizona ball. 6.6 left.
Throw the ball long if you're Arizona. Get a different inbound play. Feeder there. Kadeem doesn't move his feet to pass that ball.
Trier will go to the line again.
What a scene. This is a dream come true. You're looking at it. There's not a person sitting down in this entire magnificent palace of entertainment.
And Dylan Brooks is fouled out with 25 points. We'll see where Oregon is seated tomorrow night. No Chris Boucher, one of their top players, out for the season with a torn ACL.
And that injury is going to definitely impact their season.
And will Arizona be a #1 seed, or will it be a 2 seed out west with Gonzaga as the 1 seed?
Coming in to this Conference of Champions tournament, Arizona of the Big 3 was playing the worst ball, but they have played the best. And unless there's an inexplicable turn of events here, they're going to be able to go on as the champion.
And will this finally be the year for Sean Miller to get over the hump here? They've been so close, Elite 8 3 times in 7 years. Will this be the year they get to the Final Four?
If they continue to focus on offense. By this point, defense is a constant. Beautiful. They got a go-to player, Alonzo Trier. They got size, strength, and depth. They got defense, and they got the fan base to drive them home when they're tired.
Dorsey nails the 3, but that's it. Arizona wins the Pac-12 Tournament Championship. Classy move there by Sean Miller, encouraging Dylan Brooks.
And I'm looking around right here, and I walked in here tonight, didn't know about Boucher, changed everything, but when I heard Joe Lunardi say that the winner of this game it has no impact, that is a bald face. Like, that's balderdash. You look at how happy the players are. You look how sad Oregon is. You look how involved all these fans are. Just come on, Joe.
Alonzo
Every
Trier.
game matters. This is a championship right here, the Conference of Champions.
It's about Alonzo Trier, 23 points, and he is with Molly. All right, having some difficulty right now.
I got him.
Okay, Molly, go ahead.
All right, Dave, I got him. A lot of celebration going on here. Alonzo, your guards were penetrating, getting on the offensive glass early. What was working for you?
We just played really hard. We competed at a really high level, and I'm really proud of our team. It showed how together we were and how tough we were tonight.
This was kind of a week of revenge. You guys took down UCLA last night. You avenged that 27-point loss in Eugene. What did your team prove tonight?
Man, we just proved that when we play together and we trust each other and we play within and trust Coach Miller's system, that we can play with anybody in the country. And, you know, we're really excited about this, and hopefully this leads into something special for us late in March, next tournament.
You beat some really good teams to become the Pac-12 tournament champions. Does this team deserve to have a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What can you accomplish with that?
We think we can go all the way. There's no ceiling for us. We can go all the way to the end, and we believe in each other, and we trust each other, and, you know, we're excited about the opportunity we're going to have soon.
All right, go celebrate with your teammates. Congrats. Dave.
And Alonzo Trier just named most outstanding player at the Pac-12 tournament.
Congratulations. What an incredible run. They take down the Bruins. They take down the Oregon Ducks. #1 seed in the West, all the way to Phoenix, their home state, for the NCAA title. First time in 20 years for the Pac-12 Conference of Champions.
For Hall of Famer Bill Walton and Molly McGrath, I'm Dave Pash. SportsCenter right now.